Hello and a very warm welcome to all of you. I'm Neha Bhardwaj Alter, and the top two teams, or the best two teams from the league stage of the IPL will be playing tonight. That's right. They will be playing qualifier 1 at the M.A. Chidambaram Stadium in Chennai, and it is the Yellow Brigade, MS Dhoni's Chennai Super Kings. They will square off against the best team from the league stage, Gujarat Titans, who've shown in their last game against RCB that there is no way they are stepping off the pedal for a breather till they have defended their title. But in CSK, they will find a team that not only knows the conditions well, they also have a captain who may or may not be playing his last season. Again, nobody knows the answer to that question, but what we do know is that his knee has been heavily strapped for a while, and the fans all over the country have been savoring every moment that he's out on the field. They've been celebrating him every time he's out on the field. While his fans have made him feel at home in away games as well, it's in Chennai where the Yellow Army takes a whole new dimension. So tonight, given that this is the last time they will see MS Dhoni this season, expect a lot of noise, a lot of cheering for Tala Dhoni. So the question is, can Gujarat Titans stop CSK at the Chepauk? Vedam Jaishankar, cricket analyst, joins us on the show. Kushan Sarkar will also join us later on the show. Let's get straight into it. In fact, Kushan's right there with us. Gentlemen, let's just talk about how big this moment is for these two teams. You know, they've been playing for 1.5 months for this moment, but Chennai Super Kings do have the home advantage, though Gujarat Titans have the right resources to win tonight. Who will it be? Let's start with Vedam.
You're really putting me on the spot right away, aren't you, Neha? Okay. I really would go maybe 50-50, really, because I'm really not going to take a call. Basically, because they're playing in Chennai. And Chennai pitch, you know, they have made it a fortress because they have understood the vagaries of the pitch and they have built their team around that pitch, you know, the Chennai Super Kings. And they have a good combination. The big thing for them is their Indian contingent, which has really come good, especially their batting, where they've got Ruturaj Gaikwad and even Rahane, and of course Dubey, you know. These three guys have really come good. Dubey has been a revelation, actually. He just kept Ambati Raidu out of the team. I say revelation because he played for RCB, didn't do much, but suddenly in Chennai, he's really doing very well for Chennai Super Kings. And he's a power hitter. So I think that actually tilts the balance towards CSK. But again, like I said, because it's the home ground. You know, yes, home support. They have huge home support. I'm sure there'll be not just a sea, there'll be an ocean of yellow over there, and all whistling and screaming for Dhoni. And of course, Dhoni also has a sense of theatrics. He knows that this could well be his last tournament for Chennai Super Kings as a player. And I have no doubt that he'll pull out all stops, you know. And I think Chennai would be well prepared for Gujarat Titans. They have not done so well against them. But I would somehow put Chennai Super Kings a little ahead. Like I said, 50-50, but I would put Chennai Super Kings a little ahead of Gujarat Titans. Gujarat Titans have a terrific bowling attack. They really have a wonderful bowling attack. Possibly the best bowling attack in the entire IPL. They have spin, they have pace, they have everything that is required. And look at the quality of their spinners, you know. Rashid Khan, of course, all of us knew that he is going to make a big difference. But look at the other guy, Noor Ahmed. He's really come across, the Afghan left-arm spinners, really come across as a real worthy, I wouldn't say successor, but a worthy compliment to Rashid Khan. And together they've really put the brakes on many a team. They're good. And what we have as an Afghan duo, on the other side we have the Sri Lankan duo of Patirana and Tikshana. I mean, these guys, especially Patirana, he's caught a
phenomenal in death, yes.
He's got a lot of people unawares, Patirana. And I'm not sure about the legality of his bowling because a lot of time it looks like he's going below shoulder level, you know, and that's not on. But otherwise, he's really been a revelation and a sensation in this particular IPL. So I would say 50-50 at this stage,
Okay.
with it being with CSK.
Okay, 50-50 with a slight advantage for CSK, and it is home for this team. They won 4 out of the 7 matches here. Kushan, though, if there is one team that can do it against them, it is Gujarat Titans at the Chepauk, because of the kind of team they have, the kind of form that Gujarat Titans have been in. I mean, look at this team. They had already qualified. They were already going to play the playoffs, and yet you saw this determination, this absolute ruthlessness from this side against Royal Challengers Bangalore. They are here, with this motive of just defending the title or winning this IPL, and that showed in the last game. Having said that, I think the other thing is also the similarities that you find in both these teams, with the way they are continuing with their players, how they bring out the best from their players. Hardik versus Dhoni. Come on, over to you. Who do you think?
And the owners don't come in the forefront.
Yeah.
You have owners who do not add to the chaos, even if the teams are losing a few matches here and there. So the cricketing decisions are completely left to the cricketing experts. And that is how it happens when it comes to Gujarat Titans. And if you ask me, today, Chennai will be 55-45 favorites for me. But Gujarat Titans, I think there will be a couple of changes. Yash Dayal, I don't see him playing this match. I do not know. I still don't think he has gotten over that 5 sixes from him to sing. But they need a left-armer over there, so they might bring in Josh Little, who will come in place of Dashun Sanaka, who got a couple of matches because they were qualified. They gave him a couple of matches. So Dashun Sanaka, I believe Josh Little comes. And I think this is an educated guess. I could be completely wrong. Considering it's a Chennai track, they could get in R. Sai Kishore, who plays for Tamil Nadu in the Ranji Trophy. He's a pretty mean left-arm spinner. Last year also, he played a few matches for Gujarat Titans, did decently well. He's a pretty good left-arm spinner. So Sai Kishore might just come in place of Yash Dayal. So that change can happen depending on if they win the toss or not. The toss and obviously impact players, everything kept into account. But I see that change happening because I don't see Yash Dayal with the kind of confidence that he has right now.
Yeah.
He would be exposed in front of a Ruturaj, a Devon Conway, or a Shivam Dubey, who are all formed players. That is my way of looking at it. As far as that match is concerned, Neha, which you spoke about, the RCB match, Shubman Gill, a lot has been spoken. One point I need to add is Ashish Nehra's stint as RCB coach didn't end well. There was a lot of backstory why it didn't end well. But Ashish Nehra, when he sees RCB, just because the team is in the playoff, he cannot let them go. I can tell you for sure.
Okay, let's also put this question to all our viewers who are watching. Who do you think will win tonight? The team that you're cheering for, who do you think will be the top scorer out of the two teams? Will it be Shubman Gill? Yet again, he is in the form of his life. Can he repeat what he did against RCB? Can he, create history by scoring another 100? Is that a possibility? Akash is writing in to say that GT is in good momentum and they will easily win. And of course, he has commented about Shubman Gill being the force for GT's win. But this is, like I was talking earlier, Vedam, there are similarities in both these teams, right? I mean, you look at GT and you almost feel like they are taking that same roadmap as CSK did, from the very beginning. The kind of environment that's being created in the dressing room, the captaincy philosophy, Hardik Pandya has admitted, he's spoken about it openly, his love for MS Dhoni and how he tries to imbibe everything that he can from MSD. So his captaincy, the continuity that you see in players, they have almost the same side that won last season. They trust their players, they get the best out of their players. Look at Vijay Shankar, what he is doing. Look at Mohit Sharma. So in that sense, a lot of similarities in these two teams.
Yeah, absolutely. But don't forget that MS Dhoni is a wily old fox. with years of experience. So, but still, Hardik Pandya has done remarkably well in the last 2 years, and the way he led last year was outstanding. If you say that MS Dhoni is Captain Cool, Pandya is not at there, but he is not. He is willing to express himself on many an occasion. And what I really like about Pandya is, if there are quick runs to be got, he puts his hand up. He is not leaving it to somebody else. He's just walking out there, coming at number 3, number 4, or whatever, and trying to get those quick runs. And when it comes to a tight situation, he actually bowls. I only hope he's fit enough to bowl in this particular match, because he's a guy with a bag of tricks. He knows how to pitch the ball short on the right pitch. He's somebody we can depend on. But what really Gujarat Titans have going for them is the power hitters, and some of them we still haven't seen the best of them, especially in this particular IPL. I would say Tiwatia, he's a guy, he can be an X factor. Another guy who can be a real X factor, I mean, we've seen him play, Abhinav Manohar, and he's a big hitter, and he punches up. He packs plenty of punch. And of course, we all know about David Miller. But I would be very disappointed if this was a 150, 160 match. I expected to get closer to 200, and I hope that the IPL groundsman would give a pitch that would ensure that it comes closer to 200. And that would make for a good cracker of a match.
That leads me to the next question, that Hardik Pandya hasn't bowled in the last 3 matches, Kushan. And that's where the balance of this team, who do you think should come in? You've already spoken about how Josh Little could get a look in. They tried Dasun Shanaka last time in the last game. In fact, it sent him up because Hardik Pandya was, I think, he had a niggle or was injured during the match. So how do you see them managing this? Because like you rightly said, Yash Dayal's been going for a lot of runs. I think he never quite recovered from that Rinku Singh onslaught, really. And then in the last game, even Mohit Sharma, he went for runs. So who is going to support Mohammad Shami?
I expect Mohit Sharma to do a lot better on the Chennai track than what he did over there in Bangalore. Bangalore track, because Mohit Sharma now doesn't bowl that heavy ball anymore. He now depends mostly on his variations of slow bouncer, slow cutter, slow wide Yorker. So he's always trying to take the pace of the deliveries. Chennai pitch will not be as belter as Chinnaswamy, the Chepauk track. So Mohit Sharma, I believe, will be far better. He had to have one bad day. He has had it in Chinnaswamy. He will have a better day here in Chepauk. That is what I'm expecting. The thing is that one bowler, that sixth bowler combination is where Gujarat might just leak a lot of runs. That is where are they going to play Sai Kishore? Are they going to play Yash Dayal? They're going to continue, or they're going to stick with Dasun Shanaka and expect him to bowl 1 or 2 overs. But Dasun Shanaka, is his bowling good enough? Like if Shivam Dube is facing a Dasun Shanaka, probably he will be like lamb for slaughter in front of Shivam Dube, who has 33 sixes. 33 sixes, a lot of sixes. And the slot that where he's playing, like Shivam Dube has been a revelation for me. I didn't expect, like, let me tell you, I didn't expect Shivam Dube to come so good, and that's where is the greatness of Mahendra Singh Dhoni. He knows exactly what to get out of which player. He doesn't want an all-rounder from Shivam Dube. Indian cricket tried to make Shivam Dube into an all-rounder. He doesn't have the bowling to sustain at the international level, but he's a huge lad. He can hit the ball 100 meters. Dhoni just used that big hitting prowess. So that is there. So that is where I believe Gujarat Titans, they need to select their team very carefully, because they haven't played any match at the Chepauk. This time the groupings were such that GT didn't need to play any match at the Chepauk. So they don't have a first-hand idea. This is the first match they're playing. So they need to be very sure about not their batting combination as such, but their bowling combination. Batting combination will remain, it won't be tinkered. It's the bowling combination, depending on that surface, where they need to check who are there. And also the fact that this match, you'll know how good Shubman Gill is against quality spin bowling. That
a lot of people have been asking us that on Twitter, huh?
Mahesh Thikshana,
Yeah.
and Ravindra. Me and you, we were doing a bit of firefighting on Twitter about that. Okay, fine. Himanshu Sharma and Michael Bracewell. Okay, done and dusted.
Yeah.
You get Ravindra Jadeja and Mahesh
Yeah.
Thikshana over there. Let's see how Shubman Gill. But Shubman Gill is an improved player. He's
Yeah.
an all-round improved batter. So let's see.
Yeah. Okay. Let's also then talk about how this will be a battle of spinners. This pitch is already slowed down, as we've seen in the last 3 games. You know, the totals have come down to 150, around that. So, Vedam, between the two sides, and they've got quality spinners, they've got very good spin attacks. You talked about the Afghan duo of Rashid Khan and Noor Ahmed. Rashid Khan already right at the top when it comes to the wicket takers. Between them and the CSK spinners, who do you see doing better tonight?
That's again a tough question, but I think if you really look at it, the Afghan spinners have the edge over everybody else because CSK is not so good this time with their spin department. They are depending a lot on Moeen Ali to chip in, but I don't know. None of the English players have done well. I mean, for the amount of money that they've been paid, none of them really seem to have done well in this IPL. So whether Moeen Ali himself would come and chip in with good 4 overs, I'm not so sure. But what really has happened is both sides, they are going to target the fifth bowler. And what really works in favor is this impact player rule and the fact that you can choose your playing 11 after the toss. So it depends on what they want to do, whether they are batting or fielding or what they're going to do. And I don't know how much of dew is going to be there. We can expect some dew certainly at Chepauk, especially under lights. And if that happens, then definitely the team fielding second is going to suffer because it's very difficult. And for spinners, dew is a big factor, really big factor, you know, to get a grip on the ball and bowl. So I think that will also play some sort of a role. But like I said, we don't know. Usually in big matches, teams like to bat first, you know, to get that pressure off.
Exactly,
But
yeah.
in T20, it's a little different and they prefer chasing. So, and chasing under lights is a little easier than chasing, you know, during the day.
Okay, also, I think at the Chepauk this season, teams chasing have had an advantage. Like you said, dew being a factor, and Mahendra Singh Dhoni himself spoke about it in the last game. What do you think the team that wins the toss will look to do, Kushan, given that in a crucial match such as this, you don't want the pressure of, you know, scoreboard, but at the same time, there are other factors at play. Dew is a big factor there in Chennai. What do you see teams doing today?
If dew becomes a big factor, obviously the team that wins the toss, they will like to chase. Because it's a no-brainer if there is a lot of dew.
Yeah.
But otherwise, in a high pressure game, I believe if it's conducive, bat first, put target on the board, put the opposition under scoreboard pressure. Score 175, 180 in these kind of games. This is not exactly a knockout game because the team that loses gets another chance, but still, then you put them under pressure. 175, 180. What is 200 in a league game? That's 175 in a game like this.
Yeah.
There is immense pressure. People will say that there is no pressure on them. There is pressure. So that 20-run deficit always happens between a league game and a game that you're playing at the business end of the tournament. So that keeping that in mind, probably batting first, and CSK and GT both have good opening pairs. Their opening pairs have been there, basically they're rock solid pillars, and that has given them a lot of chance. Yes, there's another point I would like to raise. I forgot. Deepak Chahar against Shubman Gill is my match. What is the kind of duel that happens over there? Because Shubman is terrific against express pace. Shubman has improved a lot against spinners, slow bowlers. But I would love to see how Shubman fares if the ball nibbles around a bit first time.
Absolutely. How will he play against Deepak Chahar? That's a big one. Also, with the kind of form that Shubman Gill is in, Vedam, do you see him scoring runs tonight, big runs tonight? Because, I mean, as well as GT have played throughout the tournament, there has been dependence on Shubman Gill. I mean, you look at their scores, Shubman Gill overall 680 and the next highest is Hardik Pandya at 289. Everybody else has chipped in and there have been consistent scores from 4 or 5 players. But yet, it's Shubman Gill who has been the standout performer. In a big game like this, how important is his role tonight? And do you see him scoring runs against Deepak Chahar and Tushar Deshpande?
Yeah, Tushar Deshpande has really not been the incisive bowler that we thought he would be, but he's got a knack of picking up wickets, even with short balls and things like that. But Shubman Gill, I don't think Dhoni will miss a trick in the book, because Shubman Gill, we've seen him, he has got that pickup shot, half-arm jab towards mid-wicket. I'm sure there'll be a deep mid-wicket for him, irrespective of who's bowling, because he gets a lot of runs in that place. Even against the RCB, we saw Vijay Kumar controlling him, just giving him those singles. It was only Siraj who was, getting clobbered for 6 in that area. So I think Dhoni won't miss the trick. He'll ensure that there's a player there. And yes, the thing is, he'll be very high on confidence. Now, confidence is a very big thing for a cricketer, especially for a batsman. Of course, when he walks in the scoreboard, we'll say he's 0. But he's got those runs behind him, and that's what will give him a lot of confidence. And another advantage that Gill has is he's got somebody like Vridhaman Saha at the other end. And Saha, as we have seen, is not worried about his wicket. He just throws the bat around. And if it works for a couple of overs, suddenly it can take the total pressure off Gill. Saha need not score huge runs, but if he scores about a quick 25-30, that could take a lot of pressure off Gill and allow him to play that 18 overs, 16 overs, that kind of thing, which he's been doing. He's really been batting deep. And that's what we need to look out for, that whoever bats first, it's a challenge. Batting first is a challenge because you want to set a huge total. You don't know the score. You want to set up a huge total, and you will take chances. And if while taking chances, you lose your best batsman, then there's more pressure on you. So sometimes when you bat first and try to go hard at the bowling, it could backfire horribly against you. And I think Gujarat has got its bases covered. It's got a lot of depth in batting, and if they are pushed to bat first, I think they will really do well, because some real good power hitters they have, besides, of course, Shubman Gill and Saha at the top to throw their bat around, especially Saha, if he throws the bat around. So all in all, I think Gujarat Titans have got the batting, they have the bowling, but the only thing, like I said, is, Dhoni and CSK in Chepauk, they are a different kettle of fish.
Yeah, it will come down to the finer margins. But now let's talk about the legend of MS Dhoni and how it grows every IPL. After quitting international cricket, one thought that just maybe his craze would become somewhat less, but it has only grown. The love that he's got, not just from his adoring fans, but from former and current cricketers, it makes one understand the greatness of this leader. The impact that he's made on people with his cricket, his captaincy, his relationship with players, his cool personality, all of that has made him one of the most loved cricketers in the world. His opposite number tonight, Hardik Pandya, has said this about him. He says, I will always be an MS Dhoni fan. He's a dear friend and a brother to me. You need to be a devil to hate someone like Mahendra Singh Dhoni. We all, I think, are blessed to have seen him create magic on the field. Now, Kushan, there is obviously, we can't go into the future and see what's going to happen next season. But what we do know is that his knee has been heavily strapped every time he's walked out. There are hints, or people are trying to look into these situations, like the one where Mr. Sunil Gavaskar ran onto the field and got his shirt signed, and one felt just maybe this is the last time we're seeing him. He knows something that we don't. He's there, among the players. So nobody knows whether he's going to return next season, whether his knee is going to let him return next season. But right now is the time to just savor and celebrate every moment that we see him on the field.
Oh yes, oh yes. Yeah, like Dhoni is one of its kind. Like, we were blessed that we were in a generation and our youth at least my youth coincided with MS Dhoni's youth. So I could clearly remember, like Mr. Gavaskar, I don't remember, I was a kid. Sachin Tendulkar was our teenage years and into our youth. But
Yeah.
Mahendra Singh Dhoni was our proper star whom we followed into our profession. So that is Mahendra Singh Dhoni will always be a kind of an inspiration and also someone who is minimalist, but at the same time could maximize each and every resources potential. So he is a business. Mahendra Singh Dhoni is just not a sports story. Mahendra Singh Dhoni is a life story. Mahendra Singh Dhoni is a leadership story. Mahendra Singh Dhoni is a business story. He's a story and without trying to be one. He hasn't consciously tried to be any one of those. But he, in his own inimitable way, has provided us with life lessons that we all follow. Like how to control the controllables. We have attended so many press conferences, Neha.
Yeah.
At times, control the controllables.
Yeah.
The process, these words, it bores us to death because we have heard it so many times. We have been at press conferences at various matches. But at the end of the day, if you just get down to the bottom of it and you see control the controllables is a thing that we all have to follow in our lives. In every aspect of life, we can only do as much. We do not have everything in our control. We need to do our things correctly for the results to come in. He's just saying basic things. And that is exactly what he does. He knows Mathisa Pathirana is a Lasith Malinga clone. Mumbai Indians have got so much of success with Lasith Malinga during their year. So he is trying to build another Lasith Malinga who will give him that 14, 16, 18, 20th for the next 5 years. Even if he's not there, the captain, it will be an autopilot move. He has prepared Ruturaj Gaikwad, who I feel will be the next captain. He will be the next captain because that captain will be controlled from the dugout, where Mahendra Singh Dhoni will be sitting for the next 20 years for CSK. So that is how they are going to control. So he is just putting the things in places. Yes, there is one jigsaw puzzle missing. If you can get Rishabh Pant, if Rishabh Pant doesn't play for Delhi, that puzzle is fitted. But I don't think Delhi will leave him until and unless Rishabh himself wants to play under MS Dhoni and CSK. Then that's a different issue because Rishabh's idol is also MS Dhoni. So all the puzzles, he's putting them in place. He's putting together a new team. Ravindra Jadeja will still be around for 4, 5, 6 more years. He has created a monster in Shivam Dube. There will be seasons when he will not strike, but they will persist with Shivam Dube because more often than not he will strike. They have got Tushar Deshpande. They know what to get out of Tushar Deshpande. They have got Deepak Chahar for another good solid 4, 5 years. He's 30, 31. He will be there for another 4, 5 years. The kind of bowler he is. He's not an express pace. So he will be there. So that is what Mahendra Singh Dhoni is all about. And also the fact that this is a team where he can bat at number 8. No other franchise in the world with their owners and the kind of pressure they put in would allow a captain to just be the captain. They won't allow. The number 8. This team, this combination allows him to play at number 8 where 2 or 3 balls, still there will be an Indian bowler who would find it very difficult when he sees Mahendra Singh Dhoni, whether it's Khalil Ahmed or Jaydev Gunatra, we've seen through the season. Those 3 balls. Sandeep Sharma had a good day. And credit to Sandeep Sharma for that.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think, you are overawed by that occasion. You're bowling to Mahendra Singh Dhoni. And the thing is that when fans are actually cheering you on and the fans are expecting Mahendra Singh Dhoni to come on strike, for Ravindra Jadeja to take a single and let Mahendra Singh Dhoni be on strike, which we saw in the last game against DC. But the legend of Mahendra Singh Dhoni just keeps growing, Vedam. I mean, we know that great leaders, they empower others, right? People who are working with them. Great generals, they empower the army with them and go forward, which is what you see with Mahendra Singh Dhoni as well. I'm amazed by how he sort of unites everyone. There are players who divide opinions. I feel like with Mahendra Singh Dhoni, everybody just comes together. You may have a Virat Kohli fan base, you know, you may have a Shubman Gill fan base, whatever. But when it comes to someone like MS Dhoni, everybody says, no, he is, you know, he is the best, or he is the best captain that India has had. He's got a great personality. Almost feel like he just gets everybody, cuts across generations and gets everybody to love him. I don't know how he does it. It's his personality, but it's fantastic to see.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I think he is a cult figure. He
Yeah.
really is a cult figure. But let's look at Indian cricket itself as such.
Huh.
If you really look at some of the top players that you had, maybe except for Kapil Dev, if you look at Gundappa Vishwanath, Anil Kumble, Rahul Dravid, Sunil Gavaskar, they all come from the big cities, you know. And I think Kapil Dev must be the first one, a real megastar to come from one of the smaller towns. And Dhoni is like that. So he's not really adopted only by Ranchi, but he's adopted by the whole of India. And everybody loves Dhoni. And what is there not to love about him, you know, if you really look at it? Because as a captain, he's been fantastic. And he's put his foot down. He's ensured that fit players only are there, irrespective of their batting form or bowling form. He's ensured that he's built a team of fit people whom Virat Kohli could take further ahead. So, so he's taken the hard calls, got rid of some of the legends of Indian cricket, but ensured that the team is better off for it because it's a fitter team and a younger team with great legs. Now, the thing is, he's in the evening of a fantastic career, you know, the great career. Now, some things are going well for CSK. The fact that Dhoni is not batting up the order, you know, is actually going well for CSK.
Yeah.
Why do I say this? Because Dhoni is a sort of batsman who likes to take the game deep. Sometimes he takes the game so deep that only he can win it for his side, getting those 20 runs, 25 runs in the last over or two, you know, and he's done it again and again. But at the evening of his career, can he do it? I very much doubt. I don't think he'll be able to get those 20, 25 runs in the last over or last 2 overs. So actually it's working out very well for CSK that he's coming late in the order and not earlier, where he would be, you know, hogging the strike and not batting with the fluency of Dhoni. You rightly pointed out about his strapped knee.
Yeah.
That strapped knee also prevents him from running like the hare, like he used to do earlier, because Dhoni was very quick between the wickets, you know, and I don't think he's as quick. I mean, age catches up with everybody, and it's caught up with Dhoni now. But the fact that, you know, that use by date of Mahendra Singh Dhoni has been pushed so much or so much further, I think a tribute to his fitness and the way he's carried himself. And I think he's been a smart cookie. He knows when to call it a day. He has done it in Test cricket. He's done it in international cricket. And I think here also he will be smart. He knows that this may well be his last IPL. Maybe he'll turn up next year as the mentor for CSK. I don't see him going to any other team but CSK. But will he continue playing? I doubt, because it will be counterproductive. Whatever he has achieved all these years, and he's achieved hell of a lot. All those could be, you know, just thrown out if he wants to continue by another year. It's better to go when you're on a high, and he definitely is on a high. And what he has done with CSK, particularly these last 2 years, is outstanding. Somebody like Jadeja, who struggled with the captaincy, he walked in and he took over from Jadeja, and suddenly it's the same team he turned around. You know, that's the magic of the man. And it's not just the respect that he gets from others. It is, he's able to foresee, you know, maybe 2 steps ahead, 3 steps ahead. And that's what makes him a great leader. He is not only responding to a crisis, but he is also initiating crisis for the opposition, you know. And he is the one who's really calling the tune. And that's why I said when it's Chepauk, it's CSK, it's Dhoni, and it's on their home ground. That's why I would give them an edge. Though strictly man for man, Gujarat Titans is a better team.
Okay. We've also got comments now that are coming in. Haseen Ahmed is talking about how actually there is a bit of a discussion on in the comments section where Akash and Haseen are arguing on who's going to win. One says Chennai Super Kings and one says GT. And that's how close these two teams are in terms of, you know, how they've been doing in this edition of the IPL, and also how the teams are on paper. I'm also being told by my producer that Virendra Sehwag's coach, A.N. Sharma ji, he believes that, that Gujarat Titans have an advantage and that they would win. There is also Suresh Menon in the comment section saying that CSK will win if they bat first. So, so a lot of support for both these teams. And you've got to give credit to Gujarat Titans in the way they've created this fan base simply because of their performances on the field. Defending champions in their debut season this year haven't done anything wrong, the best team in the league stages. So, you know, they're showing how good they are on the field, and with that, they are getting more and more fans to support their team. But CSK, of course, heavyweight, a traditional heavyweight, and if they go through to the finals and win it, then they will match Mumbai Indians as the team to have won maximum IPL titles. But let's also talk about Chennai's batting, Kushan, the openers and how good they've been for Chennai. You know, when the season started, one thought that that could be a problem for them, their batting. But just the way the openers have given them starts, and we've seen it in the tournament, that, you know, you can have all these new age theories, bottom line in T20, you get a good start from your openers, you're halfway done, which is what has been happening with both these teams, be it Gujarat or with Chennai. A bit on the openers and how good they've been?
They have been phenomenal, and the indication was there that Devon Conway is here to stay when we saw him play for CSK last year only. And Ruturaj, year before that, was in the contention for orange cap, which he didn't get. And so when Faf left CSK, if one thought that there would be a void, Devon Conway didn't let them feel that void. The way he got into the group, and he actually started performing. And so Ruturaj and Devon Conway, and this time I believe they knew what kind of team is there. They also knew that they're playing under Dhoni from the start. That also helped. And Ajinkya Rahane, having him there, he has basically taken over from Ambati Rayudu. Rayudu is still there, but the job that Rayudu used to do in that middle order, Rahane and Shivam Dubey, both have conjured well. Shivam played last year also, and they have done that job. So overall, it has been like you have a solid fight. The only weak link in this batting lineup as of now is Ambati Rayudu. Probably is also playing his last season. Yeah. At least that's indicative of his tweets. Like he had retired before this season also, but he had been coaxed into coming back into retirement. But I think they will have another player called Sheikh Rashid. They're preparing. Probably we'll see him in place of Ambati Rayudu next year. They're preparing him, just like they had prepared Rutu for a few seasons before they unleashed Rutu. They have invested in Tushar Deshpande, Rajvardhan Hangargekar. They are trying to prepare. I do not know what they will get out of him, but probably till Tushar Deshpande doesn't get injured, they will not play Rajvardhan. So they have those pieces in place. But yes, if you ask me, Devon Conway and Ruturaj, I am at least not surprised. They are two good players. Yeah. Like Devon Conway is already an established international player. He has done it at the international level, and he's doing it again at the franchise level, and he has been there. Last year also, maybe he hasn't scored this many runs, but last year also he had his moments for CSK.
Do you see the matchup between Shami and Devon Conway? Shami has got the better of him. I think dismissed him twice in 8 deliveries.
Yes, obviously that advantage will always be there. So in that case, probably you never know. If Shami is bowling the first over, probably Rutu takes the strike. Maybe some kind of a changeover that happens. Like, so these are the things. Like, obviously that matchup, I would still say, Neha, it's a very small sample size. 8 deliveries.
Sure, 8 deliveries too. Yeah.
With 8 deliveries, like it's not a huge sample size to say that Devon Conway will not succeed against Shami. He has the ability, he has the skills to succeed, and he has shown that this year.
I wanted the conversation between Hardik Pandya and Mahendra Singh Dhoni before a match like this. Vedam, what do you think they'd be talking about? Will Hardik say that, you know, I mean, or will MSD say that, you know what, let me win here, CSK, it could be my last game, you'll get another opportunity in qualifier too. I'm just saying, because these guys are great friends, and I mean, this is on a lighter note, but to be against each other, where one is definitely an idol that Hardik has already spoken about, how he's always looked up to MS Dhoni. Interesting talk. What do you think?
Very, very doubtful what you said, because one of the hallmarks of these great players is they can switch on and switch off. And it's when they switch off, when there's no game or there's no ball to play, that's really makes them. They don't get too intense about the game. They don't carry the work home, and they know how to switch off. And I think both these guys, they're really doing well. Hardik Pandya learning a lot from MS Dhoni. And Dhoni is not the sort. Maybe they'll be talking about motorcycles. Maybe they'll be talking about breed of dogs. Or maybe they'll be even talking about which is a good place to go and eat in Chennai. But I very much doubt whether they'll be talking about this match.
Yeah, true.
I very much doubt. I don't think so.
Yeah.
Maybe we're going to eat out, would be more like it. Again, like I said, it's not because it's deliberate, because these guys know how to take the pressure off. They don't want to burden themselves by talking cricket, thinking cricket, acting cricket all the time. They like to stay away from it, stay focused on the game, yes. So stay focused on the match, yes, but at the right time, not off the field. Off the field, they'll be a lot more relaxed and have other things to not worry about, but other things to enjoy. And we've seen guys are really into a whole lot of other things. And that's what helps their cricket also.
Absolutely. In fact, Suresh Menon has just commented saying, LOL, that would be fixing. Yes, it was a joke, Suresh. We're just talking about how, what they would be talking. But Kushan, just coming back to the Dhoni magic and what Hardik has taken from him in terms of captaincy. I mean, you're seeing that with some of the players in Gujarat Titans side, be it Vijay Shankar and him backing Vijay Shankar, Mohit Sharma and how he's come back. How much of what goes on the field in terms of decision making is Hardik Pandya, and how much of it this is, say, Ashish Nehra, who, by the way, who is the most restless person, I think, when GT is playing?
I think Ashish Nehra is the man in charge. He's letting Hardik grow into the job, and obviously on field the captain is the boss. He takes the decision, but the strategizing and everything, I think Ashish and Gary and Vikram Solanki, who is working, I have heard, is doing some great job with the batters. These three are a good unit. This is a solid unit that is in place. They were in RCB together also. It didn't click over there because RCB works in a very different manner. There is a very different set of people who take the decision and their decision in the final. Here, the owner CVC has let them free. They are taking the decision. Like me and you have, if the CVC owner passes by, would we be able to identify? I won't be. I don't know about you. I won't be. So that is how it has been. They're not seen, and that is why this is a wonderful unit to be a part of. And yes, they all went to Yash Dayal's room after he was hit for 5 sixes. They consoled him. Hardik spoke to him personally. There was a song and dance, and that is how Ashish Nehra is. Ashish Nehra is. There is not a negative bone in his body. He's not that kind of person. He's a very carefree, that we call bindas person. But obviously someone with a lot of cricketing brains. So he takes those decisions. As far as Hardik is concerned, like you raised a very important point about the camaraderie. In all the light-hearted banter that we are having, what I feel is that at times, if you have too much of respect or too much of reverence for someone, it might not be good when you are in the midst of a battle.
Absolutely.
Gautam Gambhir is a perfect example. After match, he will come across as the most amazing human being that you speak to. If you speak to him in person, he's an amazing human being. You talk to him for 10 minutes, he will tell you how he thinks, what he thinks about Delhi cricket and everything, Indian cricket. But on the battlefield, he will be a completely different beast. He will forget everything. He'll forget everything. So while that works, that camaraderie, that brotherhood, but at times I feel that too much of reverence at times also clouds your judgment, or you feel that, okay, fine, I'm captating against my mentor.
True.
Rohit Sharma doesn't have that. Rohit Sharma is also someone whose career changed when MS Dhoni made him the opener. And the Rohit Sharma that we see started from there. Ravi Shastri took the next big step, made him the test opener. So it's there. But Rohit Sharma on field, when he's playing against Mahendra Singh Dhoni, you will not see that reverence. Yes, there is that respect, but there is no that reverence. There is no inches given. That's why his team has won against MS Dhoni team maximum number of times. That is there. So Hardik, I do not know. Like that has to be there. And on the cricketing part, I missed a point. I would just like to say, when the first match they played in Ahmedabad, there was no Thikshan or Patirana.
True.
They were not playing that match because they had national duty. So this match also, from cricketing context and a lot of combination wise, the strategy also changes because those two were not there in that match.
And how GT batters tackle Pathirana. Again, Pathirana, I mean, it's fantastic. I was having this conversation with Jamie yesterday. We were trying to figure out our IPL 11 for the season. And after the league stage, I said, you know, if you take, say, Mohammad Shami or Mohammad Siraj, who's going to be your death bowler? And I was like, you've got to go with Pathirana in the way he's been bowling for CSK in the death overs. That's how good he's been, that right now, Vedam, if you do make an IPL 11, Pathirana finds a place as the best death bowler.
Yeah, it's also very funny the way the game has gone, because we have noticed that bowlers with actually quirks in their action are better than those who have the classical action. So whether it's a Malinga or a Bumrah or a Pathirana, there's a whole lot of them who are actually not orthodox. They are not orthodox bowlers, because see, bowling is what the ball comes out of an arc, and you don't know with Pathirana where that arc is, whether it's over his head or below his shoulder. And that's what makes it, very difficult. That split second that the batsman loses sight of the ball, that's enough. And especially when he bowls at that pace. And Pathirana, yes, he's been a great find. And I think what we're going to see more and more is IPL franchises, teams will go around looking for bowlers with these quirks in their action. And Pathirana proved to be a success because they haven't fathomed him out. Maybe they can sort him out in a year or two, but it's easier to sort out batsmen than it is to sort out bowlers. That's what we found. Many of the batsmen the next year or the following year, they're actually struggling because somebody has worked out the quirks in their batting. But in bowling, it's a little different. Though, of course, somebody like Harshal Patel, you're actually now waiting for a slower delivery. That's what he's going to be bowling. And so is Mohit Sharma. He's become a one-trick pony now. He's not the Mohit Sharma of the old. He's just worrying on variations of his slower one and trying to get wickets. So in this match, what I would see is the lesser bowlers are the ones who are going to be targeted. I don't think Pathirana is going to get targeted. I don't think Shami is going to get targeted. I don't think Rashid Khan is going to be targeted. So whom are they going to target? They're going to target the lesser bowlers. And if the lesser bowlers hold up, then I think the team is on a winning wicket.
Also, a bit on Shivam Dube. We'd spoken about him earlier. Kushan, you were talking about Shivam Dube and how, the way MS Dhoni made sure that, he was being played as a batter, purely as a batter and not as an all-rounder as India wanted him to. But just the way he's transformed into this six-hitting machine. I mean, we knew he could always hit sixes, but the consistency that you see in him and, just taking on the spinners. I mean, even tonight, so much of it will depend on how he bats in the middle overs against the GT spinners, because that might decide the game. He's been phenomenal for CSK.
Yes, Shivam Dube. Look, Shivam Dube is a player who is a typical example of horses for courses now. He will be successful in specific conditions. Take Shivam Dube, if there is a T20 World Cup happening in England tomorrow, Shivam Dube might not be your answer in that middle order.
Yeah.
Because Shivam Dube, bounce or movement, I don't think he is that comfortable. pace is not a problem. Pace is not a problem with maximum Indian batters, young Indian batters these days. And also on these kind of tracks where you can still 80% of this track where you can plunk your front foot and hit across the line. So Shivam Dube is a very specific condition-based player who has worked wonderfully well. And obviously, credit to Mahendra Singh Dhoni for understanding that just let him hit sixes.
Yeah.
Don't use him as a bowler. Have you seen, they used him as a bowler last year, and last year didn't work, didn't go down well for him. When they used him as a bowler, he would, more often than not, he would be that bowler that opposition would target, that 1 or 2 overs from him.
Yeah.
So, excuse me. So, in this case, playing him at number 4, 5, or using him as a left-hander like last match, they didn't use Rahane because Rahane is not your power hitter.
Yeah.
Rahane would need that time. Obviously, his power game has improved. He is scoring runs at a much higher pace. But they understood against Delhi, they have got a start of 140 odd runs. They now need Shivam Dube. Give him, if he plays 10 balls and if he hits 3 sixes and 2 boundaries,
Yeah.
that itself may have gives you around 26 runs and a couple of 2. So 10 balls, 28, 280.
Yeah, he's done his job.
Your job.
Yeah.
You have done your job.
Absolutely.
You do not need every player to score 100.
Yeah.
You need players for specific roles, specific jobs. Rinku Singh did it so well for KKR. It's just that they didn't have the arsenal to go there.
Yeah, absolutely.
KKR, I need for Rinku Singh. I wanted to see more of Rinku Singh.
Okay, I've got to wrap this up because I'm running out of time. So I think both of you are saying that it is advantage CSK, though just a small one. Any changes to that? Because I'll hold you to that tomorrow.
I guess man for man, Gujarat Titans is a better team. There's no doubt about it.
Can't change it
But,
now, Vedam. Can't change
is-
it. Just say one team, CSK or GT.
No, but playing at Chepauk, I would give
Yeah,
the edge
okay.
to CSK. But again, factors like toss, who's batting first, dew, all these also play a key role in this particular match.
Okay, Kushan?
CSK for me.
Oh.
Hold me to that.
Okay. Tomorrow it is when we find out, when we'll get back to these guys. But today it is GT versus CSK, and it's a big game. Qualifier 1, both these teams have played very well throughout the league stages. They are a very good balanced team, both these teams, good balanced teams. But yes, CSK will have that home advantage. GT have Rashid Khan, one of the best spinners in the world, in their team, who's also the highest wicket taker in the tournament so far. So a lot to look forward to. What I know is that it's going to be an exciting game and a close one, hopefully. That's it from us. Goodbye. Thanks for watching.